Yes, welcome back to MCFC Connect. Now then, Man City, of course, played yesterday against Bournemouth. Sorry I couldn't be there. Work and dragged me out and just couldn't make it back in time. But nonetheless, huge win yesterday against Bournemouth. You don't need me to tell you twice. 3-1. What a win it was. And yeah, a really, really important win. Sorry, I've got some loose pennies here. And move. A really, really important win because Bournemouth are a very good team who we do have to take seriously. They're a very, very strong side. And look, I'm glad that we did. And look, he is just special, lads. He really, really is. And I'm not talking about Erling, lads. I'm talking about Cherki. Of course I am. Those two assists are so good. Both passes in their own right are brilliant. Okay, because they're not the same, obviously, and they both require such great awareness of your space and whatnot, and what you're doing to pull off that. And it's really just hats off to him, to be honest, because it's such a great bit of play from Cherki. And in fairness, Erling Haaland as well, the finishing on it was very, very solid, to be fair. And real quickly, I'm going to give my flowers to Nico O'Reilly because, again, O'Reilly's just performing what else is new. Refresh that. There we go. Just superb. Both goals, all three goals in their own right were really good. The goal from O'Reilly probably going to get overlooked a little bit because of the two guys that will really shine off the back of today. But Haaland and Cherki just absolutely cooking with each other. By the way, I want to give props real quick to obviously we're all aware of him and whatnot. Okay, we're all aware of who he is and whatnot, but quick flowers to Phil Foden as well, by the way. Just from what I watched, because I couldn't watch a lot, but from what I read as well, he was just everywhere on the pitch, just in all sorts of areas. Like, I've seen his heat map as well. It was just everywhere. So, he's done absolutely brilliantly, to be fair to Phil Foden. An assist, only one shot, which I'm glad, he's toning it down on the shots. He's clearly having a bit of a different role to what he normally has, and I'm really liking it because he really is helping out. To be fair to him, he's playing really, really good for us. 93% passing accuracy, 3 chances created, so he's creating his own fair share of stuff. Here is Cherki, who had 3 shots. And got 2 assists, though, more importantly. And they were the 2 chances he made, by the way. Those 2 goals are just brilliant in their own right, What I will say is, real quick, just to pull on the brakes a little bit, I think Bournemouth played in a way that suited us. Okay, and what I mean by that is that Bournemouth played very, very high. They played very, very confidently against us, which ultimately did cost them. They shouldn't have played that high, not against us. No matter what form we're in, we're typically good at breaking down a high line because it's not exactly difficult for us. We like a team that presses us. We like a team that's confident. Bournemouth played extremely high, and it did play into our hands. It's not a criticism on us, FYI, but my thing is you can only beat what's in front of you. I can't take anything away from City exploiting a weakness of another team. Bournemouth played extremely high. They played with confidence, and I like that to a level. Fair enough. If you're gonna play like that, go ham. But against us, we will likely punish them. And I'm sure Bournemouth will play very well in their next game, depending on who they're playing, and they'll get the win. So, I'm not just dissing how Bournemouth play overall. But let's flick back on over to here. Oh, wait. No, on there. No, back to this. We're going to have a look at each player. Now, defensively, I'm not entirely sure how we were. These guys all got just under 7s. Now then, I've heard a lot about the goal, by the way, and I've not just heard, I've seen the goal that Bournemouth scored. A lot of complaints on it. It should have been a foul. For me, it's not a foul. I'll be honest with you. I don't think there's enough in it. I believe that goalkeepers are protected a tad too much anyway. It gets them a bit off balance. It's not going to be nice, but you're never going to be. It's so rare nowadays to be on balance as a goalkeeper on a corner. To be honest with you, it's just rare for that, and so I'm not upset at Donnarumma. I'd call for the foul as well. I'm sure if I was watching that live as well, because I've watched the replay and whatnot. I'm sure if I was watching that live, I'd be calling for a foul. Get that goal gone. We've not long taken the lead. I want to keep our lead. So, I absolutely get why he'd call for the foul. And to be fair, in the moment, someone's pulling on your arm, you let go, you just about get your footing, and then you've got to get in the air, you are going to feel like you've been wronged a little bit. So I understand why there's been a bit of outrage, from City fans and whatnot. But ultimately, I don't think it was a foul. I think there's just not... If he held onto the arm for a little longer, I can agree. But he lets go. Donnarumma doesn't quite get his footing back, obviously. But he gets about halfway, and then he jumps for it. So, for me, it's not a foul. But, I can understand why you would think it is. As for the fullbacks, I just want to say real quick, big ups to Mateus Nunes. I don't actually know how good he did because, again, I didn't get to watch much of the game. But he must have done pretty well to keep Semenyo to 6.4. That is not really one of the lowest, but it's pretty low compared to the rest of the team. Tavernier of 6, 6.3, 6.7, 5.9, 7.2, 6.8, 6.2, 6.7, 6.1, and a 5. So, it's like mid-ground rating for him in the rest compared to the rest of his team. So fair play to him is what I say. He's doing a good job at the moment, keeping it tight, and that's just how we want it, really. Keep it tight in the back. No silly mistakes, just no bozo moments, which is always good. As for O'Reilly, by the way, great goal. Just want to say, you couldn't quite tell when he was going to hit it, but you could see that he was going for it. Just kept going a little bit, got himself in the box, and kept it low and shot into near the bottom corner. Keeper couldn't get to it. It's a good strike. It's an assist for Phil Foden as well, so big ups to him. O'Reilly just continues to impress, to be honest, continues to perform and play superbly, and I'm so happy that we've got such a good left back there. And I feel a little bad for Ait-Nouri to a level. Ait-Nouri's for me, he's a very good player. I was ready for this guy to be our fullback going into the season. I was saying, this is the guy. O'Reilly can go back in midfield. But I'll tell you what, lads, he is really giving him a run for his money, man. A part of me wants to see O'Reilly in the midfield, see if, O'Reilly playing at left back, if these performances from him aren't even his max potential, what if he plays even better in the midfield? So part of me wants to see that, and I really hope I do get to see it one day. As for the two centre-backs, they didn't really seem to have much work to do, considering Vardiol had the least touches out of any outfield player, which is saying something when Erling Haaland is playing. He hardly gets any touches, to be fair. So, that is saying something. And it just shows how dominant we were. Because, again, Bournemouth, they played very much tailored to us. They had more of the ball, to be fair, but they couldn't really do enough with it. Okay, despite having 8 shots and 5 on target, they're probably going to be disappointed that they didn't take more of those. But we had almost double the shots and 3 more shots on target. So, it's a bit of a case of sure, you're going to get some on us, but we'll probably get more on you. With less of the ball as well, by the way. So, you know what? We did really well yesterday. Bournemouth more passes as well. So, we can't even be criticised for the fact that we dominated the ball and whatnot. It was just good. It was just good football. It was a good plan, and everything like that. So, big ups to the Blues today. Or yesterday. Very, very good stuff. But we'll flick back onto the lineups now and into the pivot. Don't really know how Bernardo did, to be honest, but I did hear good things about Nico Gonzalez, hence the 7.8. He's been playing really, really well recently. He's been getting a lot of praise online, which is good. There was a lot of question marks about this guy. When he came in January, he lost favour, hardly played after a certain amount of time, and just was not in the team. Club World Cup came around, it was kind of similar. We weren't really seeing him much. Then after Club World Cup, he was getting linked to a move away to, I think, Atletico Madrid. It really wasn't looking good. I was really dreading that. Because I was like, I don't know why Pep is so, against this guy. What has Nico Gonzalez done to not be trusted to this level? But he's been getting minutes this season. Rodri being injured, Kova being injured, we needed a pivot man. And that's exactly what we've got him with Gonzalez. He's playing well at the moment. Is he playing Rodri level? No. But I don't expect him to. I don't expect Rodri to be playing Rodri level right now, considering he's off the back of an ACL. So I'm not looking for Rodri level. I'm looking for a player that can just play well right now in that area. Doku of 7.4 completed the most dribbles, created the most chances, and lost the most duels though in the game. Losing duels, by the way, that's just a part of football, if I'm honest. And being a winger like Doku is going to take on his man. He's going to lose the ball a lot, but he's going to complete a lot of them too, and he's going to be able to make chances because of that. By the looks of it, he probably should have had an assist or two, it seems. So, big ups to Doku, man, doing his job on the wings. That's my thing with a winger. I don't mind him losing the ball on the left. Well, I don't mind him losing the ball if he takes on his man, but he's got to be beating the player a few times as well and actually making opportunities. I remember a couple of games where he's come on off the bench or something, or even started a game, and he's just been losing and losing and losing and losing, and it's just gotten us nowhere. It's done absolutely nothing for us. And then we're just thinking in our head, great, that's a lot of the ball that we sent down the left-hand side that we just didn't do anything with. I know I already touched on him, but back to Cherki. Again, this guy just brilliant, really. Superb. He's getting back into the team now, thankfully. Now he's off injury, and he's just performing, lads. It's so good. I'm not going to draw Wirtz comparisons, by the way, because I've already seen people online saying, oh, more assists than Wirtz, more goals than Wirtz, and whatnot. Whatever. For me, Cherki, just keep doing your thing. Don't think about anything else outside of this. But just look at it. Since the Club World Cup, he's had 7 G&A in 11 games and in 377 minutes. Now let's do a quick calculation. 377 divided by 90. That is 9. Oh gosh. That is 4 matches. He's played about just over 4 matches worth of football, and he's got 7 goal contributions in that time. It's so good. He's finally fit again. The injury kept him out, which sucked. It really, really did. It kept him out for 6 games. Considering in the Wolves game he came on near the end and did well. The Tottenham games when he got injured, out for basically 2 or 3 months, can't remember it. And then comes back against Villa, has a little cameo, does brilliantly. Got some cameos here in these 2 games too, but got a start against Bournemouth and now appears to be cooking again. And just keep going, man. Again, don't even think about whatever the rest of the Premier League thinks of you. Just keep cooking. But form that relationship with Erling that seems to be forming. And just run with that. Don't even think about the rest. Did see quite a pretty cool post, though, I won't lie. I'll have to go on Instagram to show you it. Let me know what you guys think to the game, by the way. I mean, just look at that. Doesn't it just look cool? Like, I think that looks sick. I wouldn't lie to you. And it really is almost like for what these kind of players are, you know. Cherki is our Kevin De Bruyne. He's obviously not Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not going to put that pressure on him. I've been quite adamant about that from the get-go. You know, what I will say is that, like, he's our new playmaker. He's our new goal scorer. And then this guy's, like, I guess our, like, magician, linking up play and whatnot. Getting a goal contribution wherever he can and whatnot. You know, so it's a really cool image there. I ain't going to lie. I really do like it. But yeah, it really is like a new era at City. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to see this this team play more now. You know, these three on the same pitch, it's going to be an absolute joy. I know we already touched on Phil Foden, by the way, but again, he's just so good today. Linking up the play, he was everywhere on the pitch, and you know, just it's the type of game where he probably won't get a lot of recognition. He'll get a bit because he got an assist, okay, but he probably won't get a lot of recognition. But his role was crucial, if you get me. Haaland, man of the match from 9.1, as it seems to be most games these days, man. Like, he's just playing unreal. 4 shots on target today, out of 6, or yesterday, you know, so he probably could have had a hat-trick, I ain't gonna lie. You know, with 6 shots, all in the box and whatnot. You know, you'd probably expect him to maybe score one more. But I'm not going to complain. We won 3-1. 1 big chance missed. 2 successful dribbles. Passing, only 8 passes made, but you know, I don't think anyone expects that of Erling. A couple of defensive duties fulfilled as well. Just really, really good overall. Very, very good. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see our next game now, Blues, if I'm honest with you. And we'll have a look at our coming up fixtures, because I know we got some big ones, and yeah, that's proving evident. You know, Dortmund, very, very good team, obviously, in Germany. I don't think they're as good as they've ever been, but I mean, a season 18 months ago, less, they got to a Champions League final, so I'm not going to completely discredit them. Liverpool, look, usually, and probably on the day as well, I'm quite worried about this fixture. And, you know, I don't think I could be blamed for that. You know, they're a very powerful team. Last year they won the league emphatically. But if there is a time to beat them, it probably is now. Whoever loses this game, by the way, as far as the title race goes, it is going to be difficult. You know, if City lose this game and Arsenal win, we're 9 points behind them. If Liverpool lose this game and we win, they're 10 points behind them, assuming Arsenal win their respective game. So it's really not going to be an easy one for us, to be fair. But either way, I'm happy to see that this is probably the best time to get Liverpool. You know, they've got they've got Real Madrid midweek, which won't be easy. They're hosting them at the at Anfield, and then they're coming to the Etihad just a few days after. So, big games all around for both sides of the pitch. It's not easy. Gonzalez, here's some more stats on him. You know, 79 touches, 57 passes, 90% accuracy. 1 tackle, clearance, chance created, accurate long ball. You know, just super good. Reference to fantasy football there. Played really, really good with the ball. We were so clever. They played really good. And, of course, again, Haaland's decisive. When you see the replay, it's unbelievable that Donnarumma's not fouled. There are things that are difficult to understand why this goal. Again, like, I know why you'd be frustrated. You know, I do. But Yeah, I don't think it's foul. It's just not quite enough for me. Maybe again if I watch it back, I'll think different. But I've watched it like 3 times. Nunes and O'Reilly getting their flowers. Hopefully Arsenal can concede a goal one day, right? Yeah. Just a comment here to about Cherki. Yeah, just talking. Kovacic out for a while, man. All right, I don't know when this guy's going to be on the pitch again. Boom, connect. Big up to you, Frost Fury, man. How you doing? Out of nowhere. How you doing? How you doing, Frost Fury, man? Welcome. Welcome. Oh. Big up to you, though, Frost. I hope you're well. Good, you, brother? I'm good. And I hope you get happy with the result from last night as well. Kovacic out for a while, man. Did he even play a game? I don't even know if he actually played a game for us. He's had 4 minutes and 33 minutes in the Champions League. So he's had a total of 37 minutes this season, Blues. I got a feeling if he picks up one more injury, lads, I got a feeling that this is Bro's last season one way or another. Good to see you too. Big ups. Yeah, feel free to hazard a bet when we'll see him next. Happy, I don't know. I expected a draw or loss, but because we know City. Yeah, we did, to be fair, but hey, fair play to us. Big ups Phil Foden, by the way, 200 Premier League appearances, at just 25, I believe. Really good, you know. He's only 25, Blues. You know, we got such a long time with this kid. Now, I call him kid. He ain't a kid anymore, though. You know, this guy's a kid. You know, compared to Phil, anyway. Big ups to them both. 2 academy grads, absolutely performing on the highest level. Huge. And then just seems we're back onto this. Big ups. Yeah, big ups to Daniel Levy for making sure the hurricane move didn't happen. Oh wait, I'll share it now. Yeah, big ups to him massively, because if it weren't for that, we were not getting our man Erling. I told Daniel at the time, if you get whatever you think he's worth or eventually agree, make sure you get 2 players from Man City Academy, Delap and Cole Palmer. Akanji's buy option, hopefully Inter buy me on a permanent deal. I feel very good here. I'll give them my best and we will see. I mean, no diss onto Akanji. Like, I had a feeling that comments like this were going to be, you know, no diss onto Akanji. I'm glad they down a good time in Inter because he didn't have a great time with us last season, so I'm more than happy for him to find happiness elsewhere. Heard about the hurricane in Jamaica. I did hear something on it, and yeah, I absolutely do hope they're all good. Connect versus Haaland. I still think Haaland needs a couple more years of development before we start talking about that. You know, I just don't think it's quite fair for him. Donnarumma is in the 2025 World 11, by the way. Big ups to Donnarumma. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Van Dijk, Mendes, Palmer, Bellingham, Pedri, Vitinha, Yamal, Mbappe, and Dembele. There you go. I don't think Cole Palmer should be there. Like, I don't know how he's in there. Fair enough, lad. Like, you've somehow done it. But I seriously believe it's just because of the Club World Cup, because there's no way he should be in there otherwise. Yeah, connect with Kurt Khan, to be fair. Yeah, he's just not quite there yet. You know, you should see my strike on the ball. Oh, it's like a bullet, man. But look, that is really it for the Bournemouth review. As far as the game goes, we played really, really well. You know, we were super, super good. Ousmane Ballon d'Or, yeah. Big up to Ousmane Dembele. Really great story where that's concerned. But look, Blues, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully going to be back tomorrow, but we'll see. We know what I'm like. So, big up to you all. I can confirm, I'm just going to say it now, because if I know it's happening, then I might as well clear the air. Wednesday, 5th of November, is Man City vs Dortmund. As much as I'd like to watch it, I can't. Number one, because I literally don't have like a way to. And number two, because it's bonfire night and my family's got something on. So we'll be going to that. But big up to you all. Big up to Frostview. Big up to everyone else who tuned in. And I'll make sure to see you all in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. Big ups.